So today we're going to talk about DNS or Domain Name System. This is one of the core concepts in IT where you probably will come across it almost anywhere, be it a website, be it when you're building applications, be it when you're building mobile apps. So what is it about? It is really something that was built in the earlier days of when internet was started. It's the core infrastructure for the global internet network. And basically it's like a directory system. For example, you have a URL name, for example, google.com, for example, example.com. And you also have the IP address, 52.100.5.144. And this is stored inside the directory system. But as a user, you only know the URL name, example.com. You don't really know the exact number. But however, the servers around the globe, they operate by the IP addresses, the numbering system. For example, Google's one is 74.125.31.138, and they have a few others as well. So for users, it's very hard to remember these exact addresses, IP addresses. That's why the DNS system is where it's a translation from the common names we know, google.com, example.com, to the actual numbering IP address, so that as users, easy for us to look up the relevant URL name and will be directed to the right IP address and website. For directory book, for example, Yellow Pages in Singapore, is a very similar system. So another question is, where can I buy and register a domain? For example, I want to get json.com. Where do I get that? So you can go to the registrar, also called a domain provider or a DNS hosting provider. For example, Amazon Route 53, Google Domains, Cloudflare Registrar. And if it is available, you can get it at a cost. Some can be very expensive, some can be as cheap as 10 USD per year. So it can be quite affordable depending the scale of your business. So let's say you have already bought a domain called example.com. How can I manage it and where can I manage it? So usually you can manage it at the registrar where you registered your domain. And you can also bring it to other registrars to manage it as well. So let's say you bought it on Google, you want to bring it to Amazon to manage it. It's totally possible. And after you have the domain, you started playing around with it, and you start to wonder, how do I create a DNS zone? And what is a DNS zone about? So a DNS zone, for the administrator, it is a portion of the DNS namespace that you manage. So a DNS zone is where you manage the second level domain and all the subdomains that you want. By setting up those, you're able to direct the users to the right servers, be it managed by yourself, be it managed by another party, be it hosted in your own computer, be it hosted somewhere else. So when you already have a DNS zone, then you create DNS records. There are a few common ones that you probably hear around quite a lot. For example, A record, AAAA record, CNAME record, MX record, TXT record, and more actually, but these 5 are the most common ones. So a DNS record specifies how internet traffic is routed for the domain. For example, you can route traffic for the apex of your domain, such as example.com, to one server, and route traffic for a subdomain such as blog.example.com to another server. And for the start, a record, which you can use for your example.com, it holds the IP address of your domain. And AAAA record, it is for IPv6 addresses, which is a more advanced version of IP address system. Instead of current IPv4, you're using this IPv6, and this will be the future where you probably will replace the IPv4 system and will contain the IP address of your domain. And for CNAME, it forwards one domain or subdomain to another domain. For MX records, mainly for email servers, and for TXT records, it contains a short text where it's frequently used for email security or other authentication methods. We have talked quite a bit, but you're also curious, what is a name server? So a name server are the actual servers that are the translators. So they translate the domain name that you have to the IP address. And these are hosted around the globe by major ISPs, by cloud service providers. And this I've listed out, I've captured. This is some examples of name servers belonging to AWS. Hope this is useful for you. Let me know if you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and I hope to see you in the next episode.